We are entering through a hull breach near the cargo hold. The pressure here is immense, and the silence is even heavier.
Even after a century, the scale of this ship is overwhelming. We look like ants against a fallen mountain of steel.
Moving inside now. Once we cross this threshold, we leave the modern world behind. We are entering a tomb. The silt preserves everything. A leather boot, still upright, as if someone just stepped out of it a moment ago. First marker is down. In this maze of rust, losing your line means losing your life. We must stay oriented. Wait, there, in the corner, a passenger. He's still wearing his formal evening wear. This was a night of celebration that never ended.
He died holding on to something. Perhaps a gift, or his most prized possessions.
Let's see what was worth holding on to until the very end. The wood is soft, almost like pulp.
A pocket watch, stopped at 2:15, just minutes before the final plunge. These are the last heartbeats of the Titanic.
We have to be careful. The ceiling here is sagging under the weight of 100 years of rust. One wrong touch and it all comes down. Reaching the first junction, we're heading toward the mailroom. The ship is leaning heavily to port here.
The White Star logo is still visible on these plates. 1,000 meals never served.
The wood is completely compromised. It offers no resistance. Entering the mailroom now, there's one of the clerks, pinned by his desk. He was likely trying to save the registered mail until the water rose too high.
His badge still shines. Even here, at the bottom of the world, his identity remains intact. Duty unto death.
A royal mail bag, locked and heavy. It might contain letters that never reached their destination across the Atlantic. Silt out. I've lost visibility. I can't see my hands. Staying calm, finding the guideline. Got it. I have the line. I'm not moving until this settles. In a silt out, movement is your enemy. Leaving the mailroom, we're moving deeper toward the first-class living quarters. The grand staircase. The wood is gone, even by microbes, leaving only the cold steel structure. It's a vertical abyss now. Looking down into D-Deck. The scale here is 1-1, but the destruction makes it feel like a different planet.
The cherub is gone, but the base remains. A pedestal for a ghost. Approaching a parlor suite. This was the peak of luxury in 1912. Now, it's a silent ruin.
The screech of the hinges sounds like the ship is complaining. Listen to that. It's the voice of a 100-year-old ghost. A diamond brooch. It's worth a fortune, but here, it's just a piece of cold stone on a forgotten passenger. Personal items are scattered everywhere. This wasn't a slow sinking for those inside. It was a violent upheaval. The glass still reflects. For a second, I saw myself, but it felt like looking at someone from 1912. Adding a marker here. Parlor suite loop. We need to ensure the exit path is clear. The ceiling is bowing. We have to squeeze through here. It's a tight fit.
I'm caught. My tank is wedged against the hatch ring. Don't panic. Backing up slowly. Breathing. Okay.
Crossing through the staterooms. The walls are gone, turned to rusticles. It's like swimming through a rib cage.
Back at the junction. Orientation is good. Entry marker confirmed. We're moving toward the bridge now.
A crewman's coat. It looks like a shadow floating in the water. The fabric is so thin it's almost transparent. The steering gear. This is what controlled the Titanic's final, desperate turn.
It's locked in place forever.
The tools are still where they were dropped. The engineers worked until the lights went out.
A hull tear. The current is pushing marine snow in. It's beautiful, but it's a sign that the structure is opening up.
The ovens are cold now. There's a tray of roasts inside, now just unrecognizable lumps of silt.
Wait, there's a group of them, under the prep table. They must have been trapped when the ship tilted. They died together. They weren't just crew. They were friends. In the final moments, they chose not to be alone.
A king of the deep. It has made a home out of tragedy. It's a harsh reminder that the ocean has reclaimed this place.
The rusticles are growing faster now. They're consuming the iron. Eventually, there will be nothing left but an orange stain on the seabed. The purser's safe. This is where the passengers kept their valuables. Gold, deeds, diamonds. It's all still in there.
It's gone. The metal is too brittle. We can't open it without risking a total collapse of the room.
Money has no value here. It's just more debris. A fortune in gold, and not a soul to spend it.
Heading to the bridge. This is where Captain Smith spent his final moments.
Full astern, the last command ever given to the engines. A desperate attempt to avoid the iceberg.
They looked out these windows and saw the ice. Now, there's only eternal night.
The helmsman. He stayed at his post. He never left the wheel.
Marker set. We are at the furthest point of our penetration. We need to begin the loop back.
Back out onto the promenade. The railing is still there, though heavily encrusted with life. A place where passengers once watched the sunset. Now it only watches the silt fall.
Found another stairwell. This one is tight. We call these pinch points for a reason. The line is good. We're over halfway through our air supply. It's time to be mindful of the exit.
Did you feel that? A structural shift. The ship is groaning. We need to move carefully. She's not as stable as she looks.
The elevator shaft. One of the first of its kind on a liner. Now it's just a vertical tunnel of rust.
An operator. He was trapped here when the ship buckled. A terrifying place to spend your final moments.
Junction 3. We are descending into the belly of the beast. The water pressure feels heavier here, though it's just psychological.
It's a pinch point. The hull compression has turned this hallway into a needle's eye. Careful, easy does it.
Snagged. If I rip this, the thermal layer is gone. I need to be surgical with my movements.
The boiler room. These were the lungs of the Titanic. Seeing them in person, you realize how tiny we are.
The gauge is still pinned. The boilers were under immense strain when the cold water hit. It's a miracle they didn't explode instantly. Moving toward the turbine room. The structural damage here is extreme. The weight of the ship above is crushing these lower levels.
The main turbine shaft. Snapped like a toothpick. The force required to do that is beyond comprehension.
Let's see what an engineer kept close. Most of these tools are fused with rust now. The wiring is everywhere. It's a tangle of copper and rot. One wrong move and you're caught in a web.
Whoa.
An eel. It's completely blind, reacting only to the vibrations of my... Checking the line. We're entering the cargo hold. This is where the ship's secrets are buried under a century of silt.
The wine cellar of the Atlantic.
The pressure pushed the corks in. The wine inside is likely mixed with seawater now. A bitter vintage. The Renault. It's the only car on board. It looks like a skeleton itself, the brass headlights still staring into the dark. This was a luxury item, a prize for a wealthy passenger. Now it's just scrap metal at the bottom of the sea.
Here it comes. A whiteout. The marine snow is getting thick. I can't see the car anymore.
Visibility is down to 0. I'm holding the line, pulse is rising, just need to wait for the surge to pass.
It's passing. That was a close one. In this environment, you're only as safe as the line you're holding.
A stowaway? Or a crewman trying to protect the cargo? He's tucked inside this crate like he was trying to hide from the water.
Silverware. He was looting. In the middle of the greatest disaster of his life, he was thinking of profit. The irony is heavy.
The Turkish baths. Look at those tiles. They've kept their color perfectly after a century under 3 miles of water.
This was a place of relaxation. It's the most beautiful and most haunting room in the ship.
It still rings. A sound from 1912 echoing in the abyss. It sends shivers down my spine. Exiting the baths, we're heading toward the third-class cabins to see the impact of the hull breach.
Junction 4. The current is stronger here. The ship is split in half just a few meters from this point.
The end of the bow section. This is where the steel gave way. Beyond this is just the open ocean and the debris field.
The pancake effect. When she hit the bottom, the decks collapsed onto each other. There are thousands of stories crushed in those layers.
A final footprint. Someone was standing right here when the world split apart. Third class. This is where the majority of the passengers lived and died. The air feels thinner here.
The bunks. 4 to a room. It was crowded and loud then. Now it's just cold and silent.
Moving on. The weight of this place is starting to get to me. We need to focus on the mission.
Back at Junction 2. Air is at 40%. We're on schedule, but the ship is getting noisier.
The wood is so saturated and it's neutral. It just floats there like a ghost.
The gymnasium. Passengers were told to exercise here to keep warm while they waited for the lifeboats. Time stopped for the Titanic, but the ocean kept moving.
The Marconi Room. This is where the world first heard the name Titanic and the word sinking.
The key. Jack Phillips stayed here until the water reached his waist, tapping out CQD and SOS. He died shortly after.
Phillips or Bride. One of them is still here. The noise of the water rushing in must have been deafening.
The logbook. It holds the final messages sent to the Carpathia. Now it's just a block of mud.
That was close. The roof is coming down. We need to move. This section is unstable.
First marker confirmed. We're close to the hull breach. Just one more check of the lower hold.
The anchor chains. Each link weighs hundreds of pounds. They're still coiled, ready for a port they'll never reach.
Crushed. The movement of the ship during the sinking must have shifted the chains. A brutal way to go.
Current is picking up. The tide is turning outside. We need to hurry.
Last junction. Everything looks stable for the final stretch. An empty safe. Someone grabbed their things and ran. I hope they made it. The gentleman's ship. Even the debris has a sense of formality.
Wait, JJA. Could this be John Jacob Astor, the wealthiest man on the ship? If so, this is a historic find.
The ceiling is moving. That was a big shift. I need to get out of this corridor now.
Go, go, go! Don't look back, just follow the line.
It's a complete whiteout again. I can't see the exit. Stay on the line. Just stay on the line.
I'm blind. If this line snaps, I'm a ghost.
Come on, settle down.
There's light. The ROV must be at the breach. I see the exit. Almost out. One last look at this tomb.
It's hard to leave. Every time we do, we leave a little piece of our heart behind.
He was so close, just a few feet from the open water. The sea is a cruel master.
Outside, the pressure feels less, even though it hasn't changed. We're in the clear. Hey there, little guy. Thanks for the light. Let's get the samples back to the surface. We have what we came for. Evidence of the lives lived, not just the way they died.
She's disappearing back into the dark. In 50 years, the rust will have won. This might be the last time anyone sees these rooms. 2.5 miles of water between us and the sun. It's a long way home.
The only light here is what we bring and what nature creates. The Titanic is a part of the ecosystem now.
That's the signal. Leaving the abyss. Until next time, Titanic. We are crossing the Hell's Kitchen, the debris field between the two halves. The stern is just ahead, much more devastated than the bow.
Stern. It didn't sink, it imploded. The air pockets inside burst as it went down, shredding the steel into this nightmare of metal.
A bronze wing propeller. It's still shining. Bronze doesn't rust like iron. It's a silent
Entering the stern. This is dangerous. The structure is far less stable here than the bow section. Watch the overheads.
Fourth marker is down. We need a clear line out. The stern is a labyrinth of razor-sharp steel.
This passenger was trying to stay warm. The wool scarf is still wrapped around the neck. It's a heartbreaking sight. Even in this chaos, the elegance of the Titanic survives. This platter likely fell from the first-class dining saloon. The crack here is breathing. The currents are pulling water through the wreck. It creates a vacuum that can trap a diver if they aren't careful.
This is the foundation of the ship. Solid steel, built to last 1,000 years.
Junction 5. We're deep inside the stern now. This is where the third-class cabins were most densely packed.
She was praying. The rosary is still there. In her final moments, she turned to her faith. It's a powerful, silent testimony.
We don't disturb the residents. We are only here to document. Their story belongs to them. Opening a piece of history. Let's see what was brought on the voyage of a lifetime.
Perfume from Paris and sheet music. Nearer, my God, to thee.
The fourth stairwell void. This leads to the very bottom of the ship. We can't go down there. The silt is too unstable.
The rusticles are like the ship's blood, slowly draining the iron away. They are beautiful in a grotesque way. He was likely washing up when the end came, the routine of life interrupted by the violence of the sea.
A guardian at the gate. This octopus has claimed this porthole as its hunting ground.
Returning to Junction 5, we've seen enough of the stern. It's too dangerous to linger.
That beam wasn't there 10 minutes ago. The wreck is shifting. We need to move faster.
Reaching the stern marker, almost back to the debris field.
Back in the open. The pressure here is 6,000 pounds per square inch. It's a miracle we can even be here.
A piece of the ceiling in the sand. It fell 2 miles and didn't break. The physics of the sinking are full of such mysteries.
Those eyes. They've seen the depths for over a century. It feels like the ship is watching us back. Returning to the bow, we have a few minutes of air left to check the grand staircase one last time.
The rivets tell the story, the brittle fracture of the steel. This ship was a giant, but she was fragile.
Back inside. The grand staircase area is the heart of the ship's memory.
A-deck. This was where the elite stayed. Now, it's just a row of empty tombs.
She was so close to the deck. Maybe she was looking for a lifeboat. The gold around her neck didn't matter in the end.
A locket. A secret kept for a century. We leave it where it belongs.
Go! The corridor is collapsing behind me. I'm out of time.
Staying on the line, I can't see the walls. Everything is shaking. This is the big one.
I'm out! God, that was too close.
The Titanic is finally claiming itself. The weight of the ocean is winning.
She's settling again. That collapse probably buried everything we just saw. We might be the last ones to see those rooms.
Air is critical. The excitement used up my reserves. I have to leave. Now.
Goodbye, old girl. You've kept your secrets well.
We're ascending. It takes 2 hours to reach the surface. Plenty of time to think about what we saw. Small things, but they represent thousands of lives. Every object is a story. The abyss isn't empty, it's just different. Life continues even here.
The ROV is right with me. We're a team. Technology is the only reason we survived that collapse.
2,500 meters. The pressure is dropping, but we still have miles of water above us. You feel so small out here. The Titanic is just a speck in this giant blue world.
I keep seeing those hands, reaching for doors, for loved ones, for hope.
A piece of the past floating toward the future. Everything eventually comes to the surface, one way or another.
1,500 meters. We're getting there. The world above is waiting.
A Greenland shark. They can live for 400 years. This shark might have been a pup when the Titanic sank. I wonder whose name is inside. We'll find out soon. Justice for the forgotten.
I hear the ship, the Keldysh. We're almost home.
Sunlight. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. After the darkness of the wreck, it feels like a gift.
Surface. We made it back. We brought the stories with us.